Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So first of all, as always, I invite you to subscribe my channel so that you can see more of these kind of videos. So from this video, we are going to discuss about DeepSeek language model. So this has become very famous these days, especially with their release of the R1 model, their latest reasoning model. So this is the outline for today. We will talk about how can we create an API key from DeepSeek, and then how can we directly use DeepSeek, the chat models as well as reasoning models, and then multi-round examples, structured output, and function calling. And finally, how can we integrate this with LangChain and Llama-index so that it will open up to many other various functionalities. All right, so before going to the tutorial, some intro. So why DeepSeek? No drama, two reasons. The first one is pricing. Next, the performance. So the pricing is really, really good. As you know, DeepSeek is an open source model. So, but they are providing API through their official implementation. So DeepSeek R1 model, the latest reasoning model, is for 1 million input tokens. It just cost 14 cents US dollars, and for the outputs, it's just under 60 cents. So if we talking about the two main other cloud providers, the LLM providers, the OpenAI O1 model is the best reasoning one, and the Claude 3.5 Sonnet reasoned model. So these models are much expensive, like it's $15 for the O1 from OpenAI for the 1 million input tokens, and $60 for the output 1 million tokens. The Cloud 3.5 is like $3 for the 1 million inputs and 15 for the output. So you can see DeepSeek R1 is much cheaper, especially when you're using directly through the DeepSeek. It can be somewhat slow, especially in these days with the high attention to these models. If you are using it through providers such as Grok, you can get the best performance, the speed wise as well. So if you're looking at the accuracies, no need to talk much. Throughout many benchmarks, it has shows the best performances. All right, so without much talking, let's move to our tutorial. So first things first, let's create an account in DeepSeek. So if you go to deepseek.com, you will be redirected to a web page like this. So here you have the DeepSeek, and start now and get DeepSeek app. So, and it shows some of the performance metrics and etc. So what we are going to do is we are going to use DeepSeek in Python. So basically what we need is the API access. So first of all, if you do not have an account, you need to create an account. So you can simply click on this Start Now button, and it will open up this login portal. So if you have an account, you can simply log in with this. If you do not have account, simply click on this sign up button and provide your details and sign up for that. So you can also log in through the Google account as well. All right, so after creating the your account in DeepSeek, you can access the API platform from this link. Okay, so it will be taking you to a page like this. From this, you can click on the API keys and then generate a new API key and copy it. So currently, API creation is down with the high demand, I believe. So they will quickly fix those issues so that then you can create the API keys. All right, so now let's go through this tutorial and let's see how we can use DeepSeek in Python. So first of all, the direct usage as they have documented. So the DeepSeek model can be accessed through the OpenAI SDK. So we need to install simply pip install OpenAI. So this is a great thing because as we have already integrated our systems with OpenAI, we can simply provide the DeepSeek URL and the model name, and we can use our systems as it is. So pip install OpenAI, then it will install OpenAI to the environment, and then we can use the chat model. The first of all, the chat model. So again, import OpenAI from OpenAI. So I'm also importing the time to get how much time does it take for the completion. So same as OpenAI, we have to provide the API key that we created from the DeepSeek website, and then the base URL need to give in this format. So that's it, and then we can use it with as same as the OpenAI Python usage. So the response we are creating from the client.chat.completions, and inside we are providing the model name as DeepSeek Chat. So the DeepSeek got two models, the DeepSeek Chat and the DeepSeek Reasoning. So here we are using the chat model, and similarly we are providing the system message and then the user message, and then we are getting the response. So the streaming also we can enable so that we can see how the output is being generated. So here this is completed within like 2 seconds, and it says, hello, how can I assist you today? So the message was hello. So this is our input message. So that is how we can use the chat model. And similarly, we can use the reasoning model. So the reasoning model, exactly same as this implementation. Also, it is similar to the OpenAI. So here, as the model name only, we need to give the DeepSeek reasoner. So this take more time, like with the current execution times, it gets about like 2 to 3 minutes. But if you are using again Grok kind of service, you can speed up the things, and hopefully they will allocate more GPUs and speed up the inference process with DeepSeek itself. So we can ask the questions such as very reasoning based questions with the reasoner, and it will take some time to think and do the COT and then respond us with the answers. So this is how we can use the reasoning model. And next, I will move to a multi-round example where we can pass the messages and then we can keep a chat with it. So for instance, here I have created a Python function chat. So, and inside it, I have provided the client, same as before. And then I have a small list to store messages, and then I'm going through a while true loop. So I'm getting all the input messages, and then what I'm doing is I'm appending all these messages to a list. So every time I'm executing the client, I am passing this set of messages. So in this way we can chat with the DeepSeek chat model, same as we are doing with OpenAI. So, for example, here I'm asking first, hello, and then the DeepSeek responding, how can I assist with you? And then I'm asking what is the longest river on earth, and then it says, okay, it says the Nile River is the longest, and give some information, etc. And then I'm asking what is the second. So this is correlated. So there's a co-reference to the previous question. So it should have this question and the answer also in the context in order to grab this fully. So that's the whole idea of the chat implementation. So the multi-round chat implementation. So I'm asking what is the second. So it has fetched correctly what is the question, what was the answer before, and then it says the Amazon River is the second longest river. All right, so that's how we can use the multi-round chat. And next, let's talk about how can we get the structured responses. So here again, we need to define the client, and then I'm providing some kind of a system prompt. So this is an example from the DeepSeek itself. So the instruction is like, please pass the question and the answer, and I'll put it in the JSON format. This is a very common example we had in OpenAI as well. So the question, these are some examples. The question is, what is the highest mountain? And then the answer comes as this. So in the prompt, we're asking which is the longest river in the world, and then the answer is the Nile River. So we are getting it as a JSON format like this. So when we are creating the completions, in addition to the messages and model here, we need to pass response format. So this is again identical to the OpenAI function, the structured response approach. All right, so next let's talk about the function calling. So function calling, again, we can do the similar way to OpenAI. For instance, here I'm using the same example of the function calling we have in OpenAI. So we are defining this function, the get weather, which provides us the temperature in Celsius from the OpenMeteor API, given the longitude and the latitude. So then we can again define the client and then the tools. So these tools, again, we are providing which type of it is, and then we are providing it as a function, and then we are giving a name and a description, and then the parameters and these other additional settings. So then we can provide a message. So here we are asking what is the weather like in Paris today. So in addition to the models and the messages, here we are providing the tools. So the tools is nothing but this defined JSON structure. So this is identical to OpenAI function calling. So then we can grab the parameters that we want to call this particular function. So that is the whole idea behind the function calling. And then after fetching these parameters, we can pass it to the function and get the result. So here I'm getting the temperature in Paris as 7.9 Celsius. All right, so next, let's talk about how can we integrate DeepSeek with LangChain. So we're installing pip install LangChain OpenAI because DeepSeek can be directly accessed through the OpenAI integration. So what we need to install is LangChain OpenAI library. So then I will hide this output. Then we can use it as in like this. So we are importing the chat OpenAI from the LangChain OpenAI. Then within brackets, we can provide our API key and the model as the DeepSeek chat or DeepSeek reasoning, and then the base URL as api.deepseek.com. So then we can invoke this, and then we can get all these responses like this. So this is the main content that we are after. And we can use it with any other LangChain implementation, such as agents or the prompt templates and everything. So, and here again, another example with the prompt templates, we can use exactly same as our OpenAI models. The DeepSeek is no difference because it is built on those wrappers. And then if you're talking about the Llama index, so in the Llama index, we can use it also with the OpenAI wrappers, but Llama-index already introduced the DeepSeek wrapper itself. So we need to pip install Llama-index, LLMs, and DeepSeek. So this one, and then if I'm hiding the output, then we can use this code to call the DeepSeek model. So LLM is, so we need to import DeepSeek from LLMs from Llama index, and then we can give the model name here. It can be chat or the reasoning and the API key. Then simply LLM.complete, then we can get the response. So here I'm asking which is bigger, 9.9 or 9.11. So it's provided the correct answer as 9.9. All right, so that's how we can use DeepSeek in Python. It's very straightforward because it uses the OpenAI Python library or the SDK. So with that, we can easily integrate DeepSeek with our Python codes, so that we can use it with many LLM enabled Python codes and with agents, with retrieval augmented generation, and etc. So I will provide the link to this code in the description. So that's it from this tutorial, and thank you for watching, and see you from the next tutorial.